Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in my last video I have taught you about the Java arrays. So next we'll move on to the further topics, that is we are going with the concepts of the methods. So what is Java methods? So if you are familiar with the other programming language like Python, you will be understanding like it is something like it is like a function. Basically the methods are something like functions. We'll see what is methods over here. So in the Java, a method is a function written inside a class. Java is an object-oriented programming language. We need to write the method inside some class. So basically, the methods we are going to write inside a few classes, which is going to execute few set of instruction. Sometimes our program grow in size. As we know, the program is going to grow in size. Everything I cannot assign into a line-by-line executions like that. So what we are going to do here is we will be wrapping all the content. Suppose I want to find the area of a circle, area of a triangle. So that particular line of code, I'm going to pack it into a one function. It will going to return area of a circle, it is going to return area of a square, like that. So we are going to pack into a function. Whenever it is required, we are going to call that particular method or a function. For instance, we are going to calculate the average of number pairs. Sometimes we don't want to repeat ourselves, right? So for that particular purpose, we are going with the concepts of method. So if I say you to print a data, so something like employee details, taking a data of a 100 employee input. So what you are not going to print 100 times. So system.out.println, you are not going to print like that. You will be creating one function is going to print the employee details. You will be calling that functions whenever you are required. That is something like try concept. Do not repeat yourself. So let's see how to calling a method. A method can be called by creating an object of the class in which the method exists, followed by the method call. So basically, whenever if you want to call any method from a particular fun method, whenever you want to call any method, we need to create a object of that particular class first. Then I can call the particular method by using the method call. So then there are two things. There are something like void return types and a static keyword. So void, whenever I am using a void function, when we don't want to return anything, suppose I don't want to return any value of my, whenever I run the method, I don't want any value, return value of from that. So at that time we are going to use the void return type. Static keyword is used to associate a method of a given class with the class rather than the object. A static keyword is used to associate a method of a given class with the class rather than the object. It is a class level method. You can call the static method without creating any instance of the class. Basically it is saying we don't need to create any object to call the any static methods. Okay, so declare it. When declaring a static method, you need to declare the keyword that is static previously. In Java, main method is a static. So you see here, whenever we call any method, you can see the main method is a static. Whenever I run, if I print SYSO, that is a number sort line, I don't need to create an object for this function. So directly it is getting called because static method no need to create any instance of it. It is say some JVM can call the main method directly without allocating any extra memory for object creation. Basically, it is not going to create objects for the static methods. It is not going to create any instance of it. We can create a method and we can directly call it. All objects shares the static methods in the class. So let's see, create one program, that is java 10.java file. So let's create one file, create class. I'll just name it as java 10. Okay, so based on the notes, whatever the notes I have mentioned, or based on this thing, you can just access the code with the particular date. Okay, so I have made it for you guys, that is easy, so that it should not be any collision for you guys. So let's create one class. So let's create a class. So that is class is going to do let's create one method that is doing to what it does here is that is going to do the total sum. So the method is going to do the total sum. I am using int as a return data type. So because it is going to return me the total value of a sum, it is going to take two things, that is int a comma int b. It is going to take two parameter our method. So what is it is going to do here is I'll just tell int c is equal to a plus b. I'm going to add the two values and I'm just going to return the c value. So basically this int what does here is whatever the int is there, right? So this particular method is going to return me the output of two values, that is going to take an input a and an input b. So always your method, it is a thing you should put this method outside the public static void main. Here I need to put it. Okay, so So I have added inside Java 10 our main class. So inside a class I'm adding the all the methods over. So this is the method it is going to do. So let's call that particular method now. So let's call the particular method. As I said, to call the method names, first I need to create a object for the particular class. So what is the class here? Class name is Java 10. I'll just say here as Java 10. My object is equal to new. I'll just give it as a Java 10 like this. Okay. So now I have created a object to it. So now I have created a object for this particular class. So by using objects, I can call this particular method now. So I'll tell here something like, I'll just tell I want to store data, right? I'll just tell int result is equal to. I want to find the result now. So I'll call the function here. I'll just call the function. So how can I call it? By using the particular object. I'll just tell obj dot. I'm going to call the total sum by giving 10 comma 20 as the input. So it should take 10 for A and 20 for B. It should add and it should return me the total output, that is 30. So whenever this particular line code get executed, it is going to return me the output, that is 30. So now int result is equal to 30. It will be something like int result is equal to 30. So it will be reading something like 30. So like this the data will store. So now if I try to print whatever the result as well, that is the result, result is res. Let's see whether I'll be getting an output or not. So run the program. You can see the output. I'll be getting an data, that is result, that is 30. So where I am getting perfectly. Okay. Same way, by using this object you can call your function n number of times. So I'll just call the function again. I'll just call again. I'm going to call now. I'll just give it as result 1. I'll just give it as a result 2. This time I want to pass some 120. So same way I'm going to print it. I'll just tell the result 2 is, that is nothing but result 2. So this is going to take these arguments and calling the function and returning the value. Same way this value will be something, it is going to treated, it is going to be something like, it will be giving the 120 as the result, because 100 plus 20 is going to pass, it is going to return me the 120. And if I just try to print those values, you can see I'll be getting result is 30 for the done, and second one is the result is 120. So what I am getting here, I'm getting something, is getting some data is getting mismatched. So basically it is returning me 21 and 20. It seems. What is 21 and 20? I'll just save it. I'll just save the program again. It is not taking properly. I'll just save. Where is it? Okay, what happening here is, so okay, it is the data is coming properly. It is 2 is been given, right? So because of that it is coming. I'll just tell result 2. So data is coming perfectly. I have to give result 2. So result 2 is 120. So basically all the things is coming perfectly. So this is basic about the normal function. So let's see about void. So this is about the int. Int is something which is going to return you something. If I use something void, wvoid void, I'll just tell employee details, which is going to take an employee details, which is going to take the arguments, that is a name. So I'll just tell string, it is going to take the string name. Okay, so I'll just give one more, it is going to take the salary, int salary. I will just give it as int salary. It's going to take the name and int salary, the employee details. So it is going to simply print. I'll just tell employee name is, that is going to take the name, and it is going to take into the new line. I just mentioned in the new line, I'll just tell employee salaries. It is going to take print the salary over here. So this is our function which is going to take the employee name and a salary, and it is going to print the this particular thing. So let's see with this particular line of code. I'll just comment out this line. So basically already I have created an object for this one. So let's try to print now. I'll just already we have an object here. So I'll tell here something. I'll just tell obj1 object dot. So I'll tell I want to print the employee details. I am calling a method, that is employee details, which is going to not return anything because it is a method. Return type is void. So it is going to pass the name here. I'm just going to pass my name Hanish, and I'm going to pass the salary is something 50,000. I'm going to pass the salary is 50,000. When I run the program, you can see it is going to print the result first with the object 1. I am just printing object 1 dot employee detail. It is going to pass the name here, and it is going to pass the salary here, and it is going to print me something like name, employee name is Anis, and the employee salary is 50,000. So like this we can do it. So I want to pass one more thing. I want to pass another data. I can just tell object 1. So whatever the object is there, call again employee detail function. Now pass something A or K. I want to call the method again with the same object. I'll just pass the result value now, that is 120 rupees. So if I run the program, you can see employee name is Anis, salary, employee name is ARK, employee salary is 120. So like this we can call a particular method a number of times using with the same objects. Even you can create object 1, object 2, object 3, 100 objects you create. Using those 100 objects you can call any methods from the particular object which is related to that particular class. If you want to call any int method and a void, you can just go ahead with that concept as well. So this is about the thing. So now we have seen what? We have seen the Java methods of the integer and the void. So let's see what is the static method. As static method is don't need to create an object to it, we can directly call it the static method. So I'm going to write one static method over here. I'll just tell static method. I'm just for using static, I need to use static. So let's see here what it is going to do here. So this method is going to return me the something like total salary. Let's see. I'll just give some int total salary. So this static method is going to return me the value, that is total salary. Again, if your static method is not returning anything, use void. If something it is returning, use integer as a return data type. So what it is going to do here is it is going to return me the total salary. It is going to add something like int, that is I'll just tell int base salary it is going to add. Then I'll just tell int gross salary it is going to take it, gross gross. Okay, so this is the one thing it is going to take it. So int base salary, int gross salary. Then I'm just going to add, I'll just tell int total. I'll just tell int total is equal to, so that is going to add base plus gross salary. Okay, so whatever the base salary is there, that is going to add base and a gross. Then I'm just going to return the total here, return the total amount. So when I return the total, what it is going to take, it takes the base salary and a gross salary, and it is going to add and it is going to return me the total now. So let's see how to call that particular data. So I'll tell directly here, I want to call what? I want to call this total salary. So basically I'm going to create one integer value. I'll just tell int my static result. I'm just giving the output area. The data type is the variable name is my static result is equal to. So what is that? I'm going to call a total salary. If I just tell to, so if I just, so you can see directly I can call the total salary method. Okay, like in the Java class. I'm not saying obj1 like how I have did here obj and like that. I have not created like that. I'm just directly calling the total salary. It is going to take two values. I'll tell the base salary is 5,000 and this particular salary is 25,000. So 25,000 it is going to pass as a gross, base is 5, it is going to add it, and it is going to return me the value total. And then if I try to just tell print, I'll just tell total static salary, something I'm just telling total static salary is, it is going to print the my static results over here. That is nothing but whatever the output I'm getting after running a program, that is going to get executed. You can see if I run the program, you can see total static salary is 30,000, which is I'm getting a perfect result. So here basically I'm not reading in any object. I'm not accessing the data using obj of the particular class. Directly I can access the data. So let's try one more. I'll try one more thing. I'll just tell my static result to 2, result 1. I'm just giving it my static result to 1. So I'll just leave it as 2 here. Okay, my static result 2 is equal to total salary. So now I want to say something like object. With the object I'm going to call obj with the object dot total salary. Whether this will work? Yeah, even this is also going to work. It total static salary is 30,000. If I just tell total static salary is 30,000, if I just change the values here, if I just give it as a 15,000 and 25, it should return me the 40,000. You can see. If I just tell, so 15 plus 25 is how much? 15,000 is going to pass here and is going to pass here. It should return me something like 40,000, right? It's not returning it. If I just save it, if I run the program, So you can see, okay, I'm returning this static result. So I need to return is my static result to here. So here I have given, I'm just passing, so it is was printing same. Current, you can see I'm getting the my static salary to is 40,000. But it is not a good practice. You can see it is giving me the warning. The static method total salary from Java type should, what it's saying, Java should be accessed with the static way. When you have declared a function total salary as a static, please access using static way. Don't use it a normal way to access it. So that is what is been saying to me. So like this we can create a functions, we can create a function using this one, and we can access the data by using a white function. By want to access something, we want to print some data, I can use it this way, and even you can use it a static way. And this is how the methods is works using in the Java program. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood how the things are going to work. So if I just come back in the net, next it is something like method overloading. So then we are having a method overloading inside a Java 11 class. So what it is going to do, so these things we'll be going to see into the next class. So I hope you guys have understood. So what is the methods, and what is the static method, what is the int method, and what is the void method, how to create a method, how to access the method using by creating an object. These are the things we have seen in so far. So I'll be continuing the next session. Till that, take care, bye bye. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.